To find the indefinite integral of x to the third minus 4x plus 2 dx, we're going to have to use two of the basic integration rules. The first one is the sum and difference rule for integration, and this states that if you're taking an integral with more than one term, those terms can be added or subtracted, you can take the integral of each term individually. It's an optional step to write out, but the integral of x to the third minus 4x plus 2 dx can be rewritten as the integral of x to the third dx minus 4x, the integral of 4x dx, plus the integral of 2 dx. For each of these terms, I'm going to use the second basic integration rule, the power rule for integration. This says if you have a variable to a power, that integral comes from raising the power by 1 and dividing by that number. Certainly going to include a term of plus c, because this is indefinite integration. The integral of the first term, x to the third dx, is going to involve taking the power, increasing it by 1, and dividing by that number. The second term is the same thing as 4x to the first power. So what I'll do is the constant will stay in the front. There's a constant multiple rule for integration that says a constant can come along for the ride. On the variable, I'll add 1 to the variable, divide by that number. The third term, you can think of the third term as a constant, and there is a basic integration rule that says the integral of any constant dx is 2x, is that constant times x, or you could think of this as 2x to the power of 0, and then use the power rule on that. In either case, we find that the integral of 2 dx is 2x. Each of these terms, if I were integrating each of these terms by themselves, each term would include a plus c. But in an integration of multiple terms, you can include 1 plus c at the end of the entire problem. Let's do some simplification. 3 plus 1, the power on x in the first term is 4 over 4. The second term, 1 plus 1 is 2, and that will be the power on x and the denominator of that fraction. The last two terms are already simplified. You can choose the form you would want to write your final answer in. X to the fourth over 4 would be a fine way to write your first term, or you could choose to write 1/4 as the coefficient and the variable x to the fourth being multiplied by that fraction. Negative 4 times x squared over 2 simplifies to simply negative 2x squared. And the last two terms, again, do not require simplification. The indefinite integral, x to the third minus 4x plus 2 dx, is equal to 1/4 x to the fourth minus 2x squared plus 2x plus c. You could check your result by differentiation. If you took the derivative of 1/4 x to the fourth minus 2x squared plus 2x, this derivative is equal to the expression you were finding the integral of in the original problem.